So I'd rather be broke and happy than broke and miserable. Do you want to prepare these kids in high school for jobs in the real world? I go, because you pretending like technology doesn't exist doesn't accomplish a damn thing. If they don't do the work and don't learn, that's called cause and consequence.
This is $9.99.
Yep. 40 grams of protein.
And good for you.
Yep.
Tastes good. It's good for you.
It's filling.
And then you said a pack of cigarettes is $9.
I said that. I think we're good. We're good.
Welcome to the Who You Know Show, where what you know is important, but who you know can make all the difference in your wealth, health, business, career, your relationships, and in your life. And today, I'm super excited because our guest here is a powerhouse guest who knows a thing or two about turning setbacks into setups for success. All right, so we got Tim Rexius. He went from sleeping in his car to surviving on ketchup packet soup to building an international empire with brands in over 6,000 stores across 13 countries. He's the CEO of Rexius Nutrition, co-owner of Iron Heaven Gyms, founder of Omaha Protein Popcorn, all right, and sought-after speaker who teaches entrepreneurs and everyday people how to turn their passion into their paycheck. So listen, if you're in a career transition right now, struggling to rebuild your confidence or wondering if it's too late to start over, all right, you're about to hear a story that proves that grit beats privilege every single time. So Tim, welcome to the show, man.
Hey, thanks for having me on. Honored to be here.
Absolutely. So your story is pretty incredible, your journey. Talk to me, man. You sleeping in your car. Okay, how did you get there? What went wrong?
A few things.
Okay.
All right, see, I was in college, and my parents, God bless them, when you're out, you're out. You got to figure it out. You know, and I got to ask, could I have gone home? Maybe. I didn't want to even ask, honestly, because it was just how my family was, and like you got to figure it out. And I made some stupid choices, 19 years old, and just didn't understand finances. And, you know, you get to that first summer out of college, and I'm like, oh, where am I going to go? I don't have any money. I had enough money to pay rent for 1 month, or I had the choice of starting a business because I didn't have a job. And I was like, I'm going to start a business. So
hold on.
Yeah.
I gotta stop there. So you got 1 month.
Yeah.
In reserve.
Yep.
Or start a business.
Yep.
Okay. And you said, I'm going to do the business. Like, but that could have meant being out on the streets.
Well, in my own egotistical, arrogant 19-year-old, I'm here 19. I'm indestructible. You know, I'm like, I'll make so much money in the first 5 days. I'll have enough money for 3 months.
How much money did you make in the first 5 days?
Well, I spent it all on gas. All right, so here's what happened. So a buddy of mine and I were like, we should start a lawn mowing business.
Okay.
All right, so
I did that. Yeah.
So we broke into the computer lab at Wayne State College in Wayne, Nebraska, printed off illegally about 300 flyers about poor college kids lawn service. Figured the name, you know.
Poor, I love it. Yeah. Let's go.
And so I took all my money and bought a lawnmower.
Okay.
And he had his dad's truck and a trailer, so we figure, all right, we're gonna go do this lawn mowing thing. And so we started illegally stuffing them in mailboxes around Wayne and Norfolk, Nebraska.
That's illegal?
Oh yeah, you can't do that.
You can't do that? Okay.
No. And one of them happened to be a police chief, so I ended up mowing his yard for free all summer. So that the first 3 of them, I got busted. So I ended up mowing a lot of lawns for free, which is why I didn't have any money.
Hold up, I gotta hear more on that story. Hold on.
I gotta like, this is illegal. I'm so sorry. He goes, I could forgive it.
Oh,
if my yard was nice and fresh. I'm like, oh, I got you. That's not a problem. So
wow.
So and you know, I just started stockpiling money, and here I am. You know, it's kind of, I'm living in a 1983 Delta 88 Oldsmobile. Which is like a 3-bedroom apartment, honestly. They don't make them like they used to. 38 foot long. It was cozy. I showered in the rec center at college. You know, I had a part-time job for a little bit working at McDonald's. And so I just take home like 6 or 7 McChickens. And, you know, after I got that job at first, like we were just.
McChickens go hard.
Oh, man. Back in the day, it was $1.
Yeah,
I was like,
$1.
That's about all I had.
Double mayo though, because them things are dry.
You got to get double mayo. That's
so dry.
And so my buddy worked at McDonald's. So I got a job a couple days a week. But when I wasn't working, the secret code was I need 4 McChickens extra mayo, and he'd just stick a whole sack out the window, and we'd go through, and I had to keep a couple for him. That was kind of the system. But
that's the hookup. All right.
At one point, then I lost that job doing the McDonald's, and all the money was going to gas, and they were traveling back and forth, and the lawnmower, and then it broke, and had to fix it, and next thing you know, I'm sleeping in the Oldsmobile, and NCAA found out because I was playing college football and school started, and made me get a dorm. So, but a couple of months of being real hungry, we stole ketchup packets from Runza, a restaurant up north. Heated it in hot water, and that's how you made tomato soup. Do whatever you could, just random. You got to go to the bathroom, go to the gas station, go to the rec center, whatever was open. And that honestly changed me because I'm like, I can figure it out on my own. But I remember what it's like to be hungry. Like, I mean, physically literally hungry. We always have an expression, I can feel my belly button eating my spine right now because I'm so hungry.
And that creates or breeds creativity.
It does.
Like the ketchup packet making some soup. Like, that's creative.
So here I am, and I'm playing college football. Get back in school. I'm still doing some lawns on the side after practice. Still got a little job working at a restaurant after that because I'm like, this free food source, working at a restaurant's nice. I'm like, and that's when I'm like, okay, I never want to be stuck with one thing. Not one job. Not for me, because anything can go away immediately. And knowing that, so having multiple income streams is something I developed at literally 19 to 20 years old. And I'm like, I will never not have multiple income streams regardless, because things go up and down. Things are great until they're not. Well,
let me ask you a question on that, because I hear a lot of people talk about that, right? And so there's two different thought processes. One is, before you bring on those multiple streams of income, before you start to diversify your streams of income, you got to master something first.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Right? So you believe you're okay,
100%.
All right, because sometimes people hear that, right? Like, how do you become a millionaire? And all these millionaires have all this, sources of income coming in from all over the place, and they want to go be a jack of all trades and a master of none.
Yeah.
And nothing works out, and then, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I mean that's in the division of the energy, right? So
right, exactly.
Let's fast forward to when I started Rexius. So I didn't have coming out of college, didn't have any money, tried to go to the NFL. My pro career lasted about 3 weeks before I got hurt for the 16th time. So here I am, getting married, had a baby on the way, and I'm like, okay, I gotta work, and got a good job working at this chemical company dealing with pandemic outbreaks actually, and industrial chemicals. Not something I enjoyed, but the paycheck was there. And 6 years of doing that in my 20s, I'm like, I hate my life. I'm making so much money, but here's the thing I found out: if you're doing a job just for cash and you don't enjoy it, doesn't fulfill you, you will spend all your money outside of your job to bring yourself the fulfillment, and you still end up broke. Because then that's what happened.
Yeah, you're buying stuff too.
Cars, houses, just anything I could to bring enjoyment in my life that my job wasn't fulfilling. So I'm still broke. So now, and so here's the thing.
Hold on. Time out on that real quick. Sorry, you have to excuse me. I'm going to interject you from time to time, but that's good for my audience to hear, because a big part of my audience is in career transition. They're moving, right? And what he just said is so important, to have something that fulfills you inside of your work, because if you don't, you're going to go look for that fulfillment outside.
Yep.
And you're still going to be empty at the end of the day. And then you're going to jump. They're going to notice it at your next job. Oh, yeah. They're going to let you go because you're not happy.
Oh, yeah.
You're a disgruntled employee.
And then, and then people are like, oh, well, but I'm making enough money. I'm investing, whatever. So that's what I did. I invested in real estate. Right? And does anyone remember what happened in 2008, 2009?
I do. I got to let go.
Yeah, I lost all of my money after 6 years of working in real estate. The bottom fell out, and all of a sudden now I'm broke, and I'm miserable, and I got no investments left.
That was such a crazy time when you think about it, because people lost everything. And I lost my job. You lost your real estate portfolio. People lost their investment portfolio, right? Like, it's like, imagine you lost your real estate, your investment, and your job all at the same time.
Oh, and that's just it, right? And so here, not me, I didn't lost my job, but I went and did something stupid. I quit. So, because here's what I thought. I had to sit back. I was working at a nutrition shop in college. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. But getting a 4-year degree didn't really teach me anything about alternative financing measures. I didn't come from family money. I had no mom and dad to go ask for a loan from. And if I did ask, they would have said no. So I knew I didn't come out with that acumen of how to do this. And a lot of what I speak now is teaching people how to do things. There's always a way. You just got to look outside the box.
Love that.
And so here I am in a job I don't like, that's not fulfilling me, and now I am broke. And I'm like, well, I'm going to be broke and miserable. I'd rather be broke and happy. And I had to sit back and think, when's the last time I actually had fun at work? And it was back when I was working in a nutrition shop back in college.
Man, I want to rewind that real quick. I would rather be broke and happy than broke. Wait, say it again.
I was broke. All of a sudden, I went from being pretty well off and miserable to being broke and miserable because my investments fell out.
Right.
And I'd spent all my money on dumb stuff to bring enjoyment that I didn't get from my job. And so now there's no money left either. There's no investments. So I'd rather be broke and happy than broke and miserable. So, okay, what can we do? Well, I'm 29 years old at the time. I got 2 small kids. And I'm like, when's the last time I was happy? Slinging supplements, helping people feel better about themselves in a nutrition shop. It sounds silly. People are like, oh, just supplements, just meathead stuff. No, you've ever seen the power of look good, feel good is an expression for a reason. It literally is an expression for a reason. And helping somebody be part of that journey. People don't just work out for vanity. They're overcoming a divorce, a financial reversal like I was. That's when I started hitting the gym again. And I found that passion I had in my 20s when I was playing sports, now in my late 20s, into my early 30s, just for my health, just to feel good. So I had confidence again.
I can totally relate. So about 2.5 years ago, got in a breakup, and my ex worked out all the time. She was very fit, okay, and I wasn't. I was 45 pounds heavier. Anyway, breakup happens. You know, got in the gym, started working out, supplements, all this stuff, and like I lost 45 pounds. I'm shredded now. If I took my shirt off, it's shredded up.
Yeah.
And now I'm doing 10X Health precision supplements, you know, that are on my genetic code.
Yep.
You know, all these different things. I mean, you should see. I'm actually about to launch a fitness channel.
Nice.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I'm doing this already every day anyways.
Oh, yeah.
People need to see it, and that way it'll motivate them to do it. And also, I mean, all the different stuff I'm buying.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can just be an affiliate of all this stuff.
Oh, you can't. And that's the thing, right? So, like, here I am.
Anyway.
Going from making $200,000 a year, but still broke because I spent all my money, to paying myself $15 an hour to run a nutrition shop. And I had to like go through, last money I had left on the wall. Like that's everything I owned was on the shelves of that, on the walls of that store, my first store at Rexius Nutrition in Omaha, Nebraska. And everyone said I was nuts. Everyone said I was nuts. My parents said I was nuts. And like, you're going to regret this. I go, well, I'm already broke. What else can I possibly regret? At least when I come home now, I'm happy, right? So this is where the kind of full circle back to the whole multiple streams of income. That store wasn't producing profit. It's going to be a while before it's going to produce profit. And so at that point, multiple streams of income means side gigs. What can I do at night? So here I am, master's degree, a lot of business acumen, and I'm delivering pizza at night after I close my shop down, 5-6 nights a week. And on the weekends, I had one guy who eventually became my business partner work like on Saturdays, and I would go refinish wood floors in old ladies' houses.
Dang.
And so here I am, 29, but it's like when I have kids, that was a different driver, right? Like I'm going to make sure that they're fed, they're housed, they got roof over their head,
right?
That they don't know any different,
right?
And so yeah.
But I gotta just say, man, golly, our system's messed up. Master's degree.
Yep.
And you're delivering pizzas.
Yeah.
And doing floors. No, good for you for doing what you got to do. I try to teach my audience that too, because a lot of them need to have gap jobs.
Yeah.
When they're in between, they don't need to stop working. They need to make some income. But good for you for recognizing that. But gosh, man, our society and system is so messed up for anybody to have a master's degree and to not be able to use that degree in the space that they're. It's ridiculous.
And what really happened was the company I'd worked for previously, the CEO, Stephen from Eric, who I'm related to 3 ways through Sunday through marriages and stuff. And I didn't know him until I started working the company, but what a great mentor. Well, he had died that same year from a stroke. At 59 years old, but he had and really mentored me in the aspect, like, you're not going to be here forever. Like you're meant to go do your own thing. You're meant to go be the show. But while you're here, learn from me, learn from your managers, soak it in like a sponge. And so, and him leaving him, okay, I got to be in charge. I got to find ways to make this work, whatever it is. And so I always took a different approach. And this is how I talk to my staffs at my stores now, my franchisees, all my business partners is imagine that the last bit of money you have in your checking account is on the walls of this store. How do you approach the customer? How do you approach everything in here? What's your approach to that process? Because without that sale, you can't eat. It all comes back down to you can't eat. It always has been since I was 19. And not only do I want to eat today, I want to eat next month. So what can I do today to eat today and eat next month? And so I approach every single person like that, and I have for 16 years. And because of that, I've got such a rapport, such a high level of repeat business, customer loyalty that, I mean, there's like 1,000 customers that all claim to be my first customer. Well, first of all, my first customer was my mom. So I don't know who that was, but, and it's kind of in that driver. And, at that same time, I was going through divorce after all that with the financial and, so now I've got 3 kids and I'm running a shop making $15 an hour. And eventually we just took all of our profits, opened a second store, took all those profits, opened a third store, still managing all my life off $15 an hour with 3 little ones.
So I got to ask you a question on that real quick. When you got all of that going on, like you said, you got the kids you got to feed, you got the divorce. I mean, at one point you were living out of your car. I mean, you've had some times where it's like you're being put to the test, back against the wall, right? And oftentimes, I mean, like for my audience, again, being in career transition, a lot of them, like their back's against the wall. They're dealing with these same kind of pressures, right?
Yeah.
And like I just did an episode on this, and it was about mindset, because all the strategy and tactics and all of that, action items and things you can do, like tactical things, are great. But if you don't have the right mindset, none of that is going to matter. Like you have to. It's first just the mindset. So what were some things that you did that kept your mindset in that, like, I'm going to make it happen. If it's up to me, or what's that saying? If it's going to be, it's up to me, or something like that?
Yeah, and that twofold. One, my faith.
Okay.
I have a very strong faith, and I'm like, all right, God, I don't know what you're doing, and I don't understand it, but I'm going to keep going. I'm going to do it for your glory, and that's just it. I don't understand it. I'm a C student, so if you could give me some crayons and recycled paper and some stick figures so at least I see the process, I'd appreciate it.
That'd be nice.
They always say, God, make God laugh, tell him your plan. That's the The other part is that I continuously read and watched stories of people that I admired over and over and over and over again. I mean, Colonel Sanders. Do you know the story of Colonel Sanders?
Yeah. He was like 70-something or something like that?
66 years old. Got his first Social Security check for $100 and some, and like, this ain't going to work, And I got a chicken recipe. So he started going around to chicken restaurants in the South being like, I don't even want you to pay me to buy my recipe. I just want you to give me a piece of the profit for every piece of chicken you sell. And I say this to high school students and college students when I talk. I was asking them, how many no's do you think he got before he got his first yes? And the average answer is like 50 or 100, or I think a real tenacious person might say 500. I think I could go to like 200. 1,009. On the 1,010th try, he got a yes. And within 5 years, it was the largest restaurant chain in the world.
That's crazy.
At 60 or 71 years old. I mean, without that kind of tenacity and drive, but you got to look at it like I got no other options, and that's where the mindset has to be. This has to work,
right?
And so every no I've gotten so far is just one way it didn't work, which gets me that much closer to a way it does. It has to work, and so here I am. Like people ask, like, how'd you do the? Because at the time in 2010, people don't know this. Like GNC was still thriving, had a $6 billion valuation. Complete Nutrition was based out of my hometown, $300 million valuation, 300 stores based in Omaha, Nebraska. I've got like a $200 T-shirt budget. So I went to 3 different gyms every single morning for 3 years. I got to know every single person that trained at any gym in all of Omaha, Nebraska, 1.2 million people, to the point that I just ended up I would work out 3 times a day. I got in phenomenally good shape, and I would just go to one gym for 30 minutes, the next gym for 30 minutes, the next gym for 30 minutes, and then I would go to the store.
And give them a T-shirt?
I gave them a T-shirt. I had samples in little baggies. I probably look like a drug dealer. On with a magic marker, pre-workout, protein, whatever, and I would just impress people with my knowledge to help them fix problems.
Nice.
And so I had one gal come in who I met at the gym, very heavy set gal, I think she was about 360 pounds. Her name was Crystal. It's my first 2 months being in business. She comes in my store, she goes, all right, here's the issue. I have Crohn's, really lower abdominal pain, and I read an insane amount. Like anything health-wise, I retain it pretty well. And I was like, well, we'll give you a little dandelion root, $10 bottle, a little natural diuretic. We'll get you a little chromium. They'll balance your blood sugar. And I said, I'm going to give you a piece of advice that's going to probably make me look insane. She's like, what? I go, do you smoke? She goes, no. I go next door to the grocery store, get yourself some Nicorette patches. I want you to do low-dose nicotine every day. She's like, well, now it's like really common knowledge that nicotine does a lot of really great things.
A lot of
back
benefits,
then,
yeah.
if canceling wasn't a thing yet, but if it had been, I would have been canceled because it reduces the pressure on the lower abdominal blood vessels, which is what causes Crohn's pain and makes them eat such high calorically dense foods. She comes in my store 2 years later, 160 pounds. And she has single-handedly probably sent me $200,000 to $300,000 in business the last decade and a half.
So hold on, I want to go back there because my stepmom has Crohn's. She also smokes too, though. But like, so
low-dose consistent nicotine itself is not unhealthy. It's very good for women in perimenopausal stages, menopausal stages, just balancing, the body's hormone adaptation, the adrenal system. But it also reduces tension on the lower abdominal blood vessels. Now, if they've been smoking, heavy smoker, I mean, that also impacts because of all the other things that come in cigarettes.
Yeah, there's a lot of other, it's not just nicotine. You got all the other chemicals plus the smoke itself.
And then how the body processes nicotine when inhaling the same way over and over again is different than, the gum or the patch. And so, but, it's just that little fixing of a problem for a $20 sale that really wasn't going to produce anything, but just being like, okay, I'm going to have the best interest of the customer in mind to get them to their goal and fix their problem. And if I fix enough problems, I'll get to be known as the guy who fixes problems, which is exactly what it was. And so you fast forward about 4 years into business, we got a couple stores, and this is something for me that it was huge is that, my now wife walked in the door in 2014, and she was my first female sponsored athlete. She was doing bodybuilding stuff at the time. And within 1 year, I started dating her. We expanded into 5 states. Having somebody else believe in my craziness and add to it, it's like, you're not nuts. You need to go harder. I'm like, oh, let's go. And
see,
I kid
that's
you not,
that's what they talk about. That's what I need, man. Let me tell you something. I need that because I'm single. Yeah, man, I need somebody because they talk about a good woman will help amplify, a man and help to, increase. Like, and I've experienced it in my life. I've experienced it where, a woman was speaking to you and you blow up like Superman, like you're like, and you just go and like alone. It's I have drive, I got motivation, I'm doing all the things, but sometimes it's like you have this for what, right? Like I have purpose, but then there's like it's like sometimes it's just
Well, it's
and when you have that person there to speak into you and to
it was even more than that though.
Yeah,
so she gave me the confidence from being a parent. Confidence from being a spouse, confidence from my business, and then she goes, "You do realize you don't have to do this alone." I was like, "Yeah, I got you. That's great." She goes, "No, I'm just the first piece of this." And my wife's brilliant. I mean, I outkick my coverage by it. I mean, she's way better looking than me to start out with, so I got to get in better shape because everybody thinks she's with me just because I'm funny. But no, she's like, "You don't have to do this alone. I don't mean just me." And this is the real way how I scaled. And I mailed into 5 companies and doing business in all these countries is because of this principle I learned between 2015 or 2014 when I met her and 2017. The Rexius expanded massively, and all of a sudden we're in Arizona and Arkansas and Colorado. We're in all these states, and I realized that my employees are my chance to scale. All of a sudden, and she built this principle, and she made sense. She goes like, "Hey, they're good, man. Eventually, we're going to lose them." I'm like, "Unless we didn't." And so every business partner I have in every company I own is a former employee. I look at employment differently, and this is how you scale, right? So every person who works for me, that is a future business partner interview, long form, 1, 2, 3 years. I get to see what you're made of. I get to see what you do when you have the safety net. I give you certain clearances. I give you the expression, enough rope to hang yourself or to build a bridge. And I'm going to see what you do. And if you're talented enough, I'm going to find a way to lock you down. And so my business partner in the gyms we own, Nick, he was an employee of mine. And, him and my wife chirping in my ear, trying to get me to start this gym. And I said to him, and it's just amazing that I surround myself in this network of people that have the like-minded set, that I'm like, you can't be my employee, I'm my partner. So are you fired or not? And he goes, fire me right now. So much so that him and his wife had a young baby. I think she was pregnant with another one. They sold their house, moved in with his parents to start this gym. For 3 years, we made no money. And now that gym is multi-million dollars. Like, we're trying to build them as fast as we can, expand them as fast as we can, because we're literally constantly at capacity. For a multi-million-dollar gym business, fitness center business that everyone said we were insane for, and that's twofold, because he was crazy enough. And so for me, being the older, I'm 10 years older than him, and, you know, supposed to be his energy brought into that made me energize. Right. And so all of a sudden I'm like, oh no, we got to go crazy. We just got to keep going. And, you know, come fast forward around COVID time, and I had worked in the pandemic field, so I understand it probably better than anyone in my state. You know, and this is where it comes down to, you know, with finances and business and transitions, like, what do you believe in? And this is the point's going to happen to everyone in business is you're going to be tested. Where are your values at? Is it just money, or is it on people? Is it on your people? Is your customers? You got to understand, are you worried about getting in trouble? Well, I ain't worried about getting in trouble. So they wanted to shut the gyms down in Nebraska. I knew that was a terrible idea. People, like I said before in the beginning of this podcast, people don't just work out and take supplements just for vanity. People are overcoming drug addiction, alcohol addiction, divorces. I mean,
right. I remember when they shut the gyms down and all of that. But hold on, before we go into that, I want to stop because we were talking about scaling and people.
Yep.
And again, a big part of our audience being in career transition and looking for employment and all of that. There are a couple of trending topics that are happening right now, and I'd love to hear your perspective on it because as you're scaling and bringing new people on into your companies, right, there's this thing called the liquid workforce. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, but it's the rise of the liquid workforce where people move between flexible gigs, right? They got multiple different opportunities. They're not really doing a full-time gig somewhere in project-based roles instead of staying in a traditional place. What's your perspective on that? Do you think that's a good thing, a bad thing? Like,
I love it. I love it. I mean, I think of it, basically it's a job interview.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to bring you on for this. Because, I think from an employment standpoint, now that I employ so many people in so many different businesses, it's a risk. I hire people quick, but I suck at firing them. And then, you know, so then I get a little hesitant because I'm like, okay, I don't want to bring somebody that's going to mess up my culture, because culture is everything. You know, are we all? And so there's this risk of, I'm like, okay, I've got certain projects. All right, let's extend a project out to somebody who's not inside the four walls we already have, and let's see what they're made of. And honestly, it's just like, you know, the future business partner interview. Here's a chance.
Yeah, and try it before you buy it.
And if you're good, it's like, okay, look at my assistant, Alex, who probably is on all the email correspondence, and she's gonna have to listen to this because I make her. She was a front desk worker at our gym, and then we closed the daycare in our gym because it's just not our bag. We have a different kind of gym. And then she ended up nannying for us with our youngest, and then she went to go work at a bank or whatever. So I put up an application for a new executive assistant. She was waiting at my house. I got home. She goes, "You're hiring me." I go, "Well, attitude like that, you're hired." And so all of a sudden, now she's a shareholder in the popcorn company, which, I mean, that one share is probably worth between $1 and $2 million, and she's 25 years old. Now, her little tidbits here in different parts of the businesses we own, it was a no-brainer for me. She already knows the system. She's already met us. We all jive well. She's calmer than I am, which I need. And, you know, and that's just it. So I think it's great, honestly. It's, you know, my wife was doing that. She lost her job during COVID. She ran a hotel as a controller. And so these accounting company, my wife's a CFO. I mean, that's what she does. And so these companies will hire out for little liquid jobs, 60 days here, go fix their tax situation. They haven't filed taxes, 60 days there. And sure as heck, then all of a sudden these companies start coming back and making her full offers. We loved you, come back. And they already saw her. So now her starting salary point is so much higher than it would have been had they not seen a little taster of what her work was.
Yeah. It's like leasing a car, you know.
Yeah, and then would you buy it at the end of the lease or not? And that's what it is. It's perfect.
It's like, do I want to keep this or not? You know?
I know some people are struggling. They lose that job for whatever reason, or they leave that job for whatever reason. They're like, oh, what do I do? I'm like 35. I'm 40 years old. I feel like I should have my stuff together better.
Kind of like I never thought about this. Kind of like getting engaged before you get married, right?
Exactly.
Like why not just get married?
Exactly. Does the attitude change? Does it not change?
Right.
You know, I mean, hey, I mean, I got divorced. It's not the same.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the thing. It's just like, you know, do I want to buy or not? And now, I mean, what a great chance to get your talents out there with no risk to the owner, because the owners are worried about it right now. I mean, any of us who made it through COVID from a business ownership standpoint, trying to make sure that all people were paid, even though we were scaled down operations. And I lost $1 million over a year paying everybody for all the states that shut down. I paid everybody, even franchise, part-time employees. I paid everybody, make sure everybody had bread on their table. Told my wife, I'm like, we're not going to get this back, but I think it's the right thing to do. And, it's going to cost us a lot of money to do this. And so I did that. But at the same point, even though I did the right thing, here I am 4 years later, and I'm like, I don't want to bring that person on, because I've had a lot of bad people in our businesses too that caused a lot of problems. And so I love that idea. I think it's brilliant, and jump out there. Let your resume speak for yourself from your own mouth.
What are your thoughts on, AI for scaling businesses right now, or how are you using AI? How have you seen it reshape in your industry? Because this is kind of unique, but what are some use cases that you're doing to help you to scale?
Twofold. One, so AI on a personal level, I brought it into some of my social media.
Okay.
The problem is, especially with the younger generation, the 20s and 30s, younger than just below me, they expect when they're online, they're on your Instagram, they're on your Facebook, that I need to have an immediate response to them.
Yeah.
And then they almost get a bad taste in their mouth if I don't reply. But guys, I get 500 to 1,000 messages a day minimum. That's just on social media. I get 1,000 text messages before noon on a daily basis. And so setting up AI to automatically respond based on the different companies.
Gosh, I had one. I'm not even kidding you. It was so good. So I love the AI stuff. And as I see use cases, I'm like, I need to implement that, right? Yeah. I just had an experience with Echo. It's hydrogen water. Do you know what I'm talking about? I just bought one of those bottles, man. I love it, by the way. Yeah. Super cool. And I placed the order, and the shipment was delayed. It was a delayed shipment. And I got the email saying it was they were on back order or whatever. It was going to be a little bit. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm waiting, And then all of a sudden they have a Labor Day sale, right? Yeah. So then I see the Labor Day sale, and I'm like, man, that's more this. And I haven't even got mine yet. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I had my ticket order, and I just replied to that and said, hey, I haven't even got mine yet, and y'all are having a sale over here, Yeah. And anyways, literally, I hit send, and a minute later, an AI. It said this is AI customer support. We got your ticket, and it wasn't generic. It was told me exactly. We understand you haven't received your order yet. There's a sale going on. We're going to be crediting you, $40.
Oh yeah.
It was immediate. I was like, that was so much better than a human would ever do.
Well, and it gets smarter as you go. And so I've got it set up in my DMs, because people, when you first start businesses, right, and you get to meet the first 200 customers, and now they know the guy. And it's kind of cool, because I want them to feel like they're part of it. Yeah. At the same point, fast forward 15 years, they still think they're always the exception to the rule. They don't care how busy you are, and I want them to know. So I set up mini chat on my Instagram, on my Facebook, and it will just say, if it says something about Iron Heaven Gyms, it'll reply back, hey, this is Tim's AI assistant. He wants you to know that your business is ridiculously important to him, but he also knows he's not going to see this for a week, and he thinks you need to know. So here, text this person, email here, whatever, to make sure you're handled right away, so we don't want you waiting on him. Now, AI, though, on the popcorn company, because it's gone into 14 countries, it's a whole different level. So we actually had 3 custom AI agents built for us over the last 90 days, and I've really had to dive deep into this. I was against AI 2 years ago. I watched one too many Terminator movies. That's how Skynet wins, right?
Hey, we're still.
Now we're heading there. Don't get me wrong.
The robots are coming, man. They're here.
They're here. I ever driven in a Waymo? Oh man, my daughter lives in Phoenix, and so they have Waymo. It's a self-driving car, and so they're trying to get me to go in this thing. I'm like, I'm not doing it. I got in there, and my son-in-law understands me real well, and it's my oldest daughter, and he goes, "Listen, it's cheaper. You ain't got to tip nobody. You ain't got to talk to somebody you don't like." I go, all right, get me in this car. Now it's the only way I'll drive whenever I go to Phoenix. I just get a Waymo. It's easier. It's clean. It's the rules are being followed. And I've been in so many different countries and so many different Ubers, and just fearful for my life based on somebody how bad their driving is. And they're turning around talking to you while they're not even paying attention to the road. So I love it. But so all of a sudden I started dumping this AI. So one of my investors in the popcorn company, very, very successful man, who was just brought on, who's helping with our marketing, he's like, you need these custom AI agents. So right now I have an AI agent that picks up the top 2 to 3 articles in the day written on protein snacks or popcorn, rewrites an article on our behest, and posts it to our blog. So within 3 months, I've got 600 to 700 articles about Omaha protein popcorn. So if I don't have to pay for SEO, it just pops up more than anybody. And then another one is called a scraping tool. So if I identify a certain kind of buyer, say domestic grocery buyer, domestic C-store buyer, whatever, it'll pull all their information within a 99% accuracy, like where they work, where do they go to the gym, where their kids go to school. And then the other one's called local famous, where if you're we're in Dallas, and let's say I identify you in the system, you'll start seeing those blog posts everywhere you go. All your neighbors, everyone who works in this building will start seeing nothing but Omaha protein popcorn. So when I come to meet you, you're going to go, oh my God, I see your stuff everywhere. I'm like, yeah. Versus me having to pay for everyone on the globe to see it, I identify my buyer so that they think I'm everywhere.
Is that an ad campaign? Because I've heard like Gary Vee talk about that same kind of strategy where you can run ads in your, just in your local areas to become local famous, local celebrity, right? Which is a cool strategy I haven't implemented. I want to do that.
Well, I've done it, and so I had to do it with AI because we're doing it in 4 languages.
Okay.
And so when I flew to Dubai and we're in the UAE marketplace, we're launching Qatar shortly, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, I need them, if they're predominantly English speaking, they're going to say in English. If they're predominantly Arabic speaking, they're seeing Arabic.
What platform, though, are they seeing it? Is this on, like, Facebook or, like, where do they see it?
Right now, we've been heavy on Meta, so Facebook and Instagram. Starting next week, we will be on everything. So TikTok, Pinterest, Threads, X, Search, ESPN, YouTube. It'll be on literally every platform. This company is so scalable. It's gone so fast that I brought on people way smarter than me to help me out. And, and I told them all, like, hey, I pay you, and we're going to do this for a certain amount of time, but if you want to invest or partner up on something, they go, why? I go, because I find working with partners who have a mutually beneficial goal is a way better position than me just paying you wondering why things aren't working. And if I know you have skin in the game for the long term, I just trust the whole process better. It's how my mind works. I've had too many employees over the years that just sandbag, just enough not to get fired. And so I only like to surround myself with people who have long goals.
Yeah, if you got skin in the game, right, you're gonna perform better.
Exactly.
Okay, back to the AI thing real quick because I love talking about AI. I actually did an episode in here where I had ChatGPT in a cradle and I put headphones on it, and me and ChatGPT we did a podcast interview. It was so cool. That was actually one of my favorite interviews. Actually,
have you named your ChatGPT yet?
I did. It's just Chat.
Mine's my wife named her Sparky.
Sparky.
And she goes, what's yours? I go, Angel. She goes, I don't like that. I'm like, well, don't get offended, honey. It's still just a computer. Yeah. But actually, why? Because Angel rescues me half the day when I can't think of something correctly or can't figure out the math of it. I ask ChatGPT. So.
What about people that have anxiety around using AI and like, especially for those going through a setback, like a career transition? Because I have a lot of these folks where people are afraid. It is taking jobs for real. Oh, yeah. This is no joke, y'all, when they talk about it's taking jobs. It is taking jobs.
It is.
And it's only going to, we're at that hockey stick effect, right? Where it's technology's just kind of been like this, but then it's going, phew,
yep.
Right? I mean, what would you say to somebody like that?
Well, I'm dealing with it right at my house. Okay. So I have a 20-year-old son, brilliant. Brilliant. Graduated 3 semesters early from high school. Perfect score on his ACT. Just brilliant. Decides, and he's just been around me way too much. He's like, I ain't paying for college. I don't need it. He was taking college classes when he was 15 years old at night because they were free in Omaha. And then one teacher kicked him out of the class because he embarrassed him.
Hold on. I got to just. Yeah. Hold on. I'm trying to put myself in his. Like, this kid's brilliant.
Brilliant.
He probably takes pride in that. That's like I would imagine.
He didn't even realize he was brilliant until we had to tell him, like, you do realize this ain't normal, right? Like, right. You can't go into a class with a bunch of 30 and 40-year-olds doing programming at night. He gets annoyed because it's night classes at night, and he's in high school, right? And I had to drop him off at the university to take night classes. And he finally got mad after watching this teacher fumble this around for an hour. He walks up, and he goes, can I just do this for you? And ding, done. Teacher kicked him out because he embarrassed him. And I said, don't you ever apologize for being smarter than somebody else. I go, you were respectful. He's like, yeah. I go, you probably shouldn't have done that because you're embarrassing some 40-year-old teacher. But what he figured out was, he goes, I need to go to college for this.
That's what I'm saying.
When I can out-program everybody else. And so, but here's the thing. This is where the AI comes in.
Right.
So I go, what's your passion? Because this same conversation I'm talking about, I do this with my kids. I mean, legit. They're like, and when I talk to high schools, they're like, would you do this for your own kids? Yes. My son had a Regents. He had letters from Harvard, Yale, everywhere. When I got a full ride, decided not to go. Thinks it's a waste of time.
That's what I was going to say. Hold on. Before we go there, that's what I wanted to lean into.
Yep.
Like, you got this kid, he's brilliant, and then he sees, he's not dumb. He is brilliant. He's not dumb. He sees that education is absolutely, this is where I'm at right now. I feel like education is useless. It's so, like, why?
It's so
when
behind.
I have it right here, there's no need for me to learn anything like that. Like, I don't care how the TV works. I just want to hit the button and it turn on.
Yep.
I know how the remote works.
Yep.
Okay. I don't care how the TV works. I want to know how the remote works so I can program.
We got YouTube University, brother.
Yeah,
it's
like,
free.
Like, why is there college, and what a scam now?
It's a total scam.
What a scam.
And it's like, okay, go speak at these high schools. I'm going to speak at 1,200 kids next week at Westside High School in Omaha. And the new thing with all the teachers and the school district, I think it was nationally, like all the kids need to have their phones locked away during the day. And I walked in to my last speech. I go, and they go, what do you think of it? I go, I think it's the dumbest thing that you as educators have ever done. And these teachers all know me. They're like, what do you mean? And they go, well, it's distracting. I go, so what? They go, what do you mean? I said, listen, guys. I go, do you want to prepare these kids in high school for jobs in the real world? I go, because you pretending like technology doesn't exist doesn't accomplish a damn thing. If they don't do the work and don't learn, that's called cause and consequence. I got 6 kids, 3 of them out of high school, 3 of them still in school, all the way down to 6 years old, 6, 12, 6, 13, and 18. And then I got the 19, 20, and 25-year-olds. So I got a spread, bro. And I have never checked anyone's homework once. That ain't my job. And I said back to, I told teachers they ain't doing it at home. That's family business. That's family time. That's God's time. I said, they go, well, how are they going to be productive? I go, simple. If I asked my employees to take work home every night and I didn't pay them, I would have no longer any more employees. I said, you're not preparing them for being independent thinkers. You're preparing them to be worker drones who are told what to do. And I'm raising CEOs, people.
Yes.
That's what I'm doing.
Let's go.
And so all my kids, brilliant. They all pass it. We get your stuff done in the day. Don't do that crap at home at night. We got fun stuff to do at home. We got businesses. We got goals.
That's why I didn't fit in school. I wasn't good at school. Not because I wasn't. It's because they were trying to fit me in a box.
Yeah, I don't
don't fit in your box. And you're also teaching me stuff that is irrelevant, and I'm never going to use it, and it's not going to mean anything in my life ever. And I just so happen to be right, because here we are, fast forward, and none of this stuff is relevant. I got a thing in my pocket that's smarter than all the education that was ever available in any school book.
One of my teachers in high school said, your mouth is either going to get you paid really well or end up in jail. And so when I go back and speak,
mine did both.
Well, I've been in. I had at least have a lot of fun in college, and more than once. And,
I did both. Yeah.
And my wife and I were both the black sheeps. 2 of my brothers are surgeons, and one's an attorney, and then I'm the CEO. My mom's like, "That's a self-given title." I'm like, "Well, I make more money than all of them, so whatever." Yeah. So, and who's sending you on vacation? It ain't them. So, but
you're creating jobs for wealth.
But back to the AI thing, right? So my son, I'm like, where's your passion at? Because I go, I'm not in any rush. You got a roof over your head. Do what you want to do. He's working in my warehouse right now, shipping out popcorn orders, little gig, enough cash. He's training and he's just enjoying life. And he likes to program. And so he likes to program old video games. I mean, this kid just self-taught. I mean, we go into the warehouse when it's not busy. There's got 4 monitors. Looks like they're freaking Matrix. And I don't even know, like, what are you doing? He goes, I'm programming this old 1980s video game for this kid, for his dad's birthday over in Germany. I'm like, when did you learn German? He goes, yesterday.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, literally, that is him. So me and my boy Steve, and Steve's actually a master's in chemistry, and that's my VP of operations. He used to be a teacher, and I stole him for my companies because he's just got the personality, right? And so he wants to ROM hack and do this video game programming. And so I mentioned it to him like a month ago. I'm like, hey, there's some AI courses, and I could use some help if you could learn this stuff better than me. I just don't have the time. I'd like to have somebody I trust inside the house, make sure that I'm understanding all these AI, like what we're doing. And I said, and he goes, well, I'm really working on ROM hacking. And I just said, I go, well, within 3 months, dude, there's going to be an AI out that can do that automatically for us in 10 seconds. And it just pissed him off. Kid didn't talk to me for 3 or 4 days, and he comes back down. Gosh. He kind of comes back and goes, you're right. I go, listen, I'm just being real. He goes, he goes, I love video game programming. He goes, but you're right. These AIs are going to do it for us pretty soon. He goes, I want businessman Tim here, not dad. What's the right thing to do? I go, learn how to run the AIs that do that. Mm-hmm. And that way you're still involved with what you want. And now you can maybe build an engine specifically for that because you understand the artistry of video game programming and all this. I go, versus just being on the sidelines watching the train go past. Well, I jump on and learn how to captain the ship. My grandfather had a very good expression: learn the job, and if you love the job, own the job. And whatever path that is, figure it out and get ahead of the game. So, either we can let AI take over or jump in on the train and figure out how to make it ours and have a piece of it.
Well, yeah, I would say, especially right now, if you learn it and you're the one that, let's just say, for instance, you got your businesses, right? And let's say there's this AI business consultant that comes to you and shows you, like, hey, I can 10x your business right now, right? Like, whatever your revenue is, I can 10x that if we implement this, this, and this.
Yeah.
Right? What is that guy worth to you?
Oh, exactly, and that's the thing. And
Right.
I had one guy. I mentioned this because I was talking at a business group I got asked to speak at, and they said, "Well, I'm 45 years old." I'm like, "And?" He goes, "I've never done the AI stuff. All these 20-year-olds." I go, "No, you misunderstand your value with the gray hair, my friend." He's like, "Why?" I go, "I look a lot older than I actually am. My wife, everyone thinks my wife and my daughter are sisters, and I'm both their dad. Absolutely pisses me off. I just have a lot of gray hair." And I said, "No, I use this to my advantage, so should you." He's like, "Why?" I go, "Do you think somebody in my age group is more apt to talk to you with the gray hair, the seasoned business acumen, the look, you understand business, versus the 20-year-old who still looks like a child? Even though they may be brilliant, people are going to judge your appearance." I said, use that to your advantage. And you just saw this light bulb click in his head.
Yeah.
Sometimes the package it comes in, like I've had this popcorn. This is a perfect example. And for your listeners in the job transition, don't be worried. You ain't too late to the game. You're in your prime, baby. So I love it.
Let's go.
I had this out for 5 years underneath a different brand name called Optimal Performance Popcorn. So all you're looking at there, that's what she looks like now. It's kind of smashed. It was in my bag on the airplane. And so a sticker on a bag, I just thought of the science aspect of it. I'm selling it to myself. Everything I have is in nutrition and gyms. It's my field. How much protein can I pack in a bag? How big can I make it? Yeah, I'm a big dude. I'm 275 pounds. Like, I want big. And for 5 years, I went to the Olympia, the Mr. Olympia convention, and bodybuilders love me. I have some pro athletes taking it. That's how I made the macros, was just so totally on the science side. It just wasn't going anywhere. And I just realized, and my wife, in her brilliance, she was like, "You realize it doesn't say protein or healthy anywhere on our label, right?" Oh, shit. It doesn't. But everything I sell is protein healthy, but I didn't think outside the box. She goes, "Also, why are you marketing it to yourself? You haven't gone grocery shopping in 10 years. I haven't. My wife does. I'll buy she won't let me go. I'll buy stuff we don't need. I'll buy the cheapest in bulk. I'll buy it by the pallet because I got a lot of kids. I'll buy the off-brand because I'm a dude." I'm like, so I let my wife and my daughters design the bags because they spend the most money. You want an Amazon, TikTok packages show up at my house? I didn't identify the buyer. Women make 80% of the buying decisions in the household in America. So why am I marketing it to dudes like you and me? I'm going to market it. So they made the mascot, the whole thing. 16,000% increase in the last 24 months.
Wow.
All because.
Well, let me see the bag. I'm all about marketing, so this is an important conversation. Especially, I teach my audience how to market themselves too, how to bring themselves to market. Like if they're trying to get a job,
it's no different.
And so, and another thing, and there's hold on real quick. So there's a use case that I want to give is like you got this Monster over here, right?
Yeah.
Monster energy drink, right? Well, there's a brand that came out of nowhere, and they're freaking just dominating the game in the energy drink thing, and it's really just an energy drink, but they labeled it as a health drink, Celsius.
Yep.
They're freaking crushing. They're crushing all the sports drinks, energy drinks, and it's, come on, man, it's an energy drink.
Packaging is everything.
But it reads as if this is healthy.
Yep.
This is good for you. You're like, you're going to lose weight if you drink this. Like,
oh, yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah, and there's nothing special in it.
No, I'm like, that's a Monster repackaged as a health drink.
That's it.
I'm like, you look at that, you don't think health drink. You don't think that's healthy for you.
No, it's just energy.
You think it's going to...
It's all about how you feel, right?
Yeah.
So like this, ingredients the same, formula is the same, sales up 16,000% based on packaging.
16,000% based on packaging. So, audience, how are you packaged? Think about that. You're bringing yourself to market right now. You're on the market, okay? How are you packaged? What is the perception of the employers that are looking at you right now? They're looking at you online. Well, how are you packaged?
That's it. And it's just the same thing with this. And it's no different than anything. And
it's the same popcorn, different package.
Yep.
It's amazing.
And so for me, I looked at it from multiple
What was the
aspects.
first thing I said when I looked at this? What was the first thing I said?
40 grams of protein.
I said, damn, man, hold up. Let me get some of this because I've been working out. I need some protein.
I did a 200-person blind taste test, and no one can tell it's got protein on it.
Protein popcorn. Let's go. Hold up.
Yep.
No, that's good, too.
So like the cheddars, for instance, this is the funny part, right? So I only had with the candy coats originally. My daughter was 17 or 18 at the time, my oldest, and I think just to piss me off, she kept bringing home these gigantic bags of Smart Pop white cheddar. She goes, better than yours. And so I spent 6 months creating this one. Had to use a whole different kind of formulation, organic coconut oil, the whole works, made it more of a pre-workout and a post-workout. You know, it's kind of the macros. So what I did, I knew I wouldn't get an honest response because they're my daughters. And if they think it's healthy, and a lot of people who aren't into the health kick, if they think it's healthy, they have two impersonations. It's going to smell like gym socks, and it's going to be green. That's what people think in their head. So I actually emptied out a bag of Smart Pop white cheddar, filled it with mine, resealed it with their hair straightener, and then I left it on the kitchen counter with a hidden camera. And so that's how it happened, right? So that's why the bags are clear, so you can see through them. That cost me a pretty penny. And so then now it's like, what do you want post-workout? Next to no fat, easily digestible sugar, 3-to-1 ratio, 4-to-1 ratio of protein, and hydrosylated proteins. This is what I give NFL athletes. Because why? Because it causes an insulin mimetic response. You'll burn through most of that sugar just in the digestion process.
Really?
So think about it. Your average protein snack in the United States takes about 3 hours to digest. But when you're done working out, bro, you only got 45 minutes. The protein in this is so high quality and so high grade, 6 minutes, that stuff is already digested in nitrates in your stomach.
And it tastes so good.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
Well,
The audience listening is probably like, man, quit crunching.
And that's like this one's got organic coconut oil, whole different macro set. And then what really got me on this one was the hospitals were giving out to women with gestational diabetes and nursing moms. I sell about 200 hospitals a month on the cheddars just because it is actually healthy. And that's why I got invited to go to Dubai and represent the Made in America initiative and meet 26 countries in the UAE GCC countries representing and explaining what the hell Omaha was. Like it's middle of America, it's middle of nowhere. And now that's why it's gone so big. But yeah, so.
It's good, man. I got to tell you, I'm gonna eat this for sure. This one, I told you when you walked in. I said the caramel was what got me. The audience is saying, "Quit eating it." And I'm gonna have to put it away because I'll eat it this whole episode. Oh my God, that's good. Y'all need to go check that out for sure. Where can they go to get that?
OmahaProteinPopcorn.com. We're in about 20,000 retailers now. Gas stations in Texas. We're in every Road Ranger C-store. I know for sure that was the first one I ever kicked off with was Road Ranger. And they sell out here in Texas every week, every location.
I don't know. I'm just thinking. I had a guy here, Chris Gronkowski. You know him. He's brothers with Rob Gronkowski, and they have this. They're obviously all into fitness and everything like that. So they have Ice Shaker. Is their brand. Cup. It's like the one cup to rule them all. Anyway, but they do a lot of stuff with fitness brands. Maybe there's a collaboration. I know him personally. Maybe I can make an introduction for you. And I don't know what will come out of it, but you're kind of in the same space as far as the health.
Well, that's the thing is for us is that we've gone so much bigger internationally. And here's the funny thing, and this is just a piece of advice for your listeners.
I could see Rob Gronkowski with your popcorn.
I just sent it out to like 20 NFL athletes and MLB athletes because I got requested from Vayner Sports actually to send them out to people because I got so many different influencers messaging us, and I'm sending them all over the place.
That's Vaynerchuk's?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the Vayner Sports is their sports representation.
Okay, cool.
And it's funny because everybody else is like, well, 14 countries because this and I go, guys, I built 14 countries before I ever ran a paid ad. I actually just started doing paid ads 60 days ago. That's how, and what I found was, and this is for your business listeners, like, hey, I got a business idea, but all their experience, for instance, I don't know how percentage of your listeners are just U.S. based or not, but I deal with a lot of global. Guys, I built into 14 countries before I ran an ad. And in fact, I focused on international sales before I did domestic. And here's why. In the United States, and a lot of you guys are probably experiencing this, there's 60 different people you have to move up the ladder at Walmart and at Kroger and all these, and it's a pain. When I talk to somebody in Dubai, Saudi, Kuwait, Australia, New Zealand, Belgium, wherever I'm at, I'm talking to an owner every time. And this is, I love doing the in-person podcast, but this is where Zoom comes in. I'm talking to an owner, they're talking to an owner, we make a deal, it's done. International business is actually simple as long as you're authentic, you're real, you're honest, you're a man of your word. It's very easy to do international business. And so the last place I ever focused on making this product huge was here. And here it requires ads. It requires heavier ad spend. It's because it's so busy and so noisy here, and it's a pay-to-play game. And so I'm like, okay, we'll start international first. They appreciate it. It's when I went to Dubai, it was the most amazing experience. I thought popcorn was an American thing. Yeah, it's not. I went to Dubai, and I found out the Crown Prince of Dubai owns the popcorn manufacturing facility in Dubai. Popcorn is the number one confectionery snack item in the world. I had no idea. Arrogance and ignorance.
You know what? So, I saw something. I saw TikTok. I watched a TikTok. No, for real. And it was about the 10 most unhealthy snacks. And popcorn was number one.
Yep.
And I'm sure, I think if I remember correctly, it was the microwave popcorn.
Yep.
It was, the little package you put in the, and it's probably all the preservatives or whatever that's in that bag to keep it. Because you could have that thing is 10 years old. It's like a brick, right?
It's because they're using hydrogenated oils to never dry out.
Okay.
And then you consume them. So popcorn on its own, if you air pop, healthiest snack you possibly eat.
Okay.
It's the package it comes in. Microwave popcorn
is this air pop?
Yes, all air popped and sprayed. It's this is all completely clean. It has a little oil catalyst when they pop it, but since it's all air popped and it's not soaking in it, it all completely dissolves, and so all you're left is just pure popcorn. And it's clean, and that's why it's non-GMO, it's gluten-free, it's whey hydrolyzed, it's lactose-free.
How long does a bag I'm just curious, how long, is there expiration on this? How long does it last?
So that's the thing, 18 months, and it's because of the kind of bag I use.
Okay.
I pay a premium for this special kind of bag that's see-through because I want people to see it. I want them to know what they're getting. And this is what I found. I've argued with grocery stores. Quit putting me in the health section. Put me in the regular aisle. They go, why? I go, because people will make a healthier choice if they're given the option. I said they just want to feel better about their purchase. And that's just it. I want the general population.
No, you're absolutely right. I'm thinking about me as I shop, and I'm down Kroger, and I'm down the aisle, and I'm trying to get some peanut butter, and I'm like, give me that organic peanut butter. I'm in the
Yeah.
I'm not in a health.
Nope.
I'm just in the peanut butter section.
Well, we saw it in the 90s. Okay.
And I go and I'm just getting my fruit, and I'm like, okay, there's organic banana, and then there's non-organic banana. I'm like, give me the organic, and it's 20 cents more, whatever. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, but that's just it. We saw it in the 90s. It was the big thing in the 90s. I was a kid, but, they had the heart symbol in the corner of the Cheerios box or Special K. They didn't change the formula. Sales went up 300%. Why? Because people were like, oh, I'll make a little bit healthier choice.
And they said it was it would reduce heart attacks or something.
Yeah, fiber and lower sodium and all these things. And no formula change. They just put a heart in the corner of the box. Sales go through the roof.
Right.
And that's why I'm like, if you give people a choice, they'll make a better choice. They just need to know. But if you put it and hide it in some back section of the store, then that's why I started launching the gas stations. That's why this company's gotten so big. It's because of gas stations. You got to think about it this way. And this is purely over the last 12 months, brother, eyes open, because I've never been in that field. And I launched into one gas station because the new CEO was kind of a meathead, knows me. He was like, I'll launch my gas station. I'm like, it ain't going to work. They outsold every other place I've ever sold to times 10. And you got to think about it. There are 7 gas stations to every grocery in the United States, 12 gas stations to every grocery in the world. C-stores is the biggest marketplace in the world, is convenience stores. And so I found why? Because everyone there, young, old, skinny, healthy, and unhealthy, they all go to the gas station.
Well, let me tell you this. You're absolutely right. So, I'm going to give you my diet, okay? My as I told you, I'm getting in shape and all that. So I eat Factor meals, right? So they're delivered to me.
Yep.
Don't have to cook, don't have to clean, don't have to shop. But when I do shop, I get fruit.
Yep.
Right? Because I don't want to have snacks.
Yep.
Okay, at the house. I just don't. Right? So I get fruit. The only time I ever eat snacks is when I go get gas.
Yep.
When I go to the gas station, I'm like, give me that Reese's. I want some chocolate or something. It's what, I don't know what it is. I go to the gas station. When I go to the grocery store, no. I go to the grocery store, I'm getting my fruit. I'm getting all the healthy stuff. I go into that gas station and I'm like, candy.
No, yeah, you do. It just happens,
I want candy. I want some chocolate.
Well, tell me about 6 kids. I go to the gas station to get snacks. That's a $75 trip.
I went to the gas station yesterday, and I don't remember, not Quick Trip or something like that. I don't know which one it was, and they have the ice cream that you can put your own toppings on, make your own thing. You make your own. Man, I go in there and I'm like, Reese's, and just all this stuff. I loaded up. And
it's like, okay, Circle K, second biggest chain in the world, 7,000 locations. I got to meet with them again next week. And they're like, well, we can be inside of our store set. I go, no. I got a floor display, 6 foot tall. It's got a flexing popcorn kernel at top. He goes, why? I go, I want everyone to know this is different. Don't hide me in some section back by these little protein, special K bars and nobody's going to eat. I want to be front center. He goes, well, that costs you a lot of money. I'm good with it. Then why? I go, because the kids see it. The meatheads recognize it. Elderly people think it's cute. Whatever. I'm just going to do it. They go, why? I go, because everybody's going to the gas station and people aren't price sensitive in a gas station. They're just buying whatever's convenient.
You're absolutely right.
And people are like, oh, well, that's a
100%.
big bag. Well, I go, one, this digests so fast. Very few people eat a whole bag. It's hard because it digests so quick. That's the difference with our snack is we want it to digest fast. Most people try to make it not digest fast, so they'll eat the whole thing. That's why my snack is one of the only international protein snacks coming out of the United States because I didn't put any of that garbage in here. And they said, well, it's $9.99 for a big bag in a gas station. I said, well,
there's a lot of talk on that too.
Yeah.
On American food having all the crap in it.
This is why I was the only one invited to Dubai. And this is why international is so easy to me because I feed this to my kids. When my daughter was pregnant with my first grandson, like I wanted her eating this. Like I'm making it for my family. So I go through Justified. But anyways, he goes, $9.99. I go, what's a pack of cigarettes here? He goes, $9. I go, yeah, we're good.
Oh,
we're good.
Snap. That is so good. Hold on. This is $9.99.
Yep. 40 grams of protein.
And good for you.
Yep.
Tastes good. It's good for you.
It's filling.
And then you said a pack of cigarettes is $9.
I said, I think we're good. We're good. And he goes, all right, fair enough. And here's the thing is half these chains sell more of this snack in a month than they sell the entire protein section in a year because I made it multi-demographic. I have demographic-less. 6 to 60, 3 to 93, young, old, female, male, doesn't matter. People want to make a healthier choice. It tastes good. They feel better. It checks all the boxes.
Would you go on Shark Tank?
I made it to like 2 spots out like 2 years ago.
Oh, you tried? Okay.
Oh, yeah, I did. They went through the whole interview process. They'd already had a popcorn company. It wasn't a health snack. And then this year we rolled it off into its own LLC, brought on a couple investors. Just for the marketing scale.
Yeah.
And they basically said like, well, do you want to go on Shark Tank? I'm like, no, I don't need any money. They go, well, what publicity? I'm like, well, yeah, if I get in there, but I've been on so many podcasts at this point, and I've been asked to go on so many large podcasts.
You're doing it organically. You're doing it organically.
I had 15 million visitors to my own website like in a month. I really don't need them.
Yeah.
I would like to.
I remember Chris's story, Chris Gronkowski, he went on Shark Tank and he got a deal from all the sharks. And I remember having him on the show because it just took off. And he's like, he didn't have any, he was packing bottles and trying to get, because the volume was just exploded overnight, right? And he's, so his story was pretty unique. And anyway, that's why I asked.
Well, the bigger the platform I get on, the better. Like the infrastructure set, but I understand infrastructure and international supply chain better than anybody. So like that's why the investors came on. They're like, oh, I just need a catalyst for marketing. They go, why? I go, because I haven't spent any money on marketing. And so part of that caveat was they go, you have to get back in the PR realm of podcasting and getting on, because I'd stopped for a couple of years, just building other things and kids and everything. I used to have my own podcast. I got burnt out after 6 or 7 years of doing it. And
I'm gonna introduce you to Chris, man, because I think
do. I mean,
I could totally see them.
There's synergy in the same industry.
The Gronks, they're like, just and their attitude too. They're just crazy, right? Like they're fun, they're crazy. They're like I could see them. Well,
that was us. I was just at a convention. And I took a bag and I chucked it down at the guy.
Oh yeah, you could throw it to him.
Oh yeah,
football. Yeah.
Well, it's like my business partner on the gyms. He's actually an investor in the popcorn. So we're doing the Mr. Olympia, then the National Associated Convenience Stores. Well, we call him Baby Rhino. He's like 5'7", he's 250, full 8-pack. Oh, he looks like a human chemistry experiment. But he's a very intelligent guy. He goes, what do you need me at the convention for? I'm like, I need you to put on a popcorn suit and no sleeves, just walk around flexing it. And without missing a beat, he's like, I got this. I'm like, okay, cool. You realize the guy's got his degree in biology. He's brilliant, but he goes, he understands. I mean, that's the whole thing. We used to have fun doing it, and that's the whole point. And my kids are little mascots running around throwing popcorn at people, and it's great. So
I gotta ask you something, man, because this goes into like putting on gains, right? I have a hard time putting on gains, man. Like I'm shredded. I take my shirt off, I'm shredded, but I have a hard time putting on gains. And I've done protein, man, and I've done the protein shakes and all of this, because that's what you hear you got to put on gains. But I don't really see a difference.
All right. So here's the thing. People got it. You got that 20-year-old, like about early 2000s knowledge. Okay. And so all right. So when I talked about this, doing an insulin-medic response, what you see in there is 4 parts to 1 of easily digestible sugar to protein. Mm-hmm. And so what happens online when I'm advertising, I get a bunch of Karens, that's got sugar in it.
Bunch of Karens.
Oh, that's half my, and so I just delete them most of the time. But, all right, so what you don't want is sugar and fat at the same time. Okay? Sugar and protein, fine.
Okay.
Protein and fat, fine.
All right.
Fat and sugar, bad. That's what people have to get through their head. So what you actually need post-workout is, even more than protein, is easily digestible carbohydrates. Because your body needs to replenish the glycogen in the blood that you just pump to your muscle tissue. And by doing that, it carries the protein with it. Without both, your protein will get turned into sugar through a process called gluconeogenesis, and you'll repair the glucose, but you won't grow muscle.
Okay.
So think about it this way. Arnold Schwarzenegger, 7th Mr. Olympia, 1980, 6'3", 235 pounds. For him to win the Mr. Olympia open bodybuilding today, he had to be 335 pounds at that tall. Well, what's the difference? Well, people like steroids. I'm like, well, steroids were legal in the United States till 1984, and they haven't invented a new one since 1971, so try again. They go, what is it? I said, we've learned about nutrition and insulin response. Insulin is 700 times more anabolic than testosterone. So if you learn how to mimic your insulin-medic response around your muscle tissues, pre, intra, and post-workout, you will grow as big as you want to be.
So, okay, what should I do then? Tell me that.
All right, pre-workout, I want to make sure we have a balanced meal. Oh, what do we got here? Pre-workout. All right, what do I have here? I have fat. That's good.
Okay.
A good source of fat is organic coconut oil.
So I wake up I work up in the morning, right? So
Sure.
so I wake up.
I'm just going to break down the macros.
Pre-workout.
Pre-workout. So what do I want? I want a balanced approach, if at all possible. Fats, complex carbohydrates, and isolated proteins. Post-workout, I want no fats, easily digestible sugar, large amounts of it, and protein causes insulin. So I train in the morning. A lot of times I don't want to eat, so I won't eat one of these. But I want to get my muscles larger. So I'll take a carbohydrate powder of some sort. There's a lot of good ones. The best one's called Carbolin from All American EFX. It's one of the only 2 patented items in all of nutrition industry. It's a polysaccharide, disaccharide-enriched carbohydrate for hard gainers especially. And so what it's going to do is it's like 50 grams of carbs in 1 scoop of powder. Drink it. It tastes great anyways. But it's like the equivalent of you eating like 4 plates of spaghetti the night before. It's immediately ready to flow to your muscle tissue and increase your insulin. And then post-workout, same thing. I want, depending on what you're going to eat, I want to have a good amount of easily digestible carbohydrates and pure protein. Because that means your body's consistently, like when that pump you get in the gym, right? You feel that? You know what that is? That's blood.
Yeah.
What's carrying that? Insulin. So if you don't maximize your insulin, you're actually diminishing your potential for growing your muscle tissue. Think of a muscle as a balloon, okay? And the more insulin and blood flow you have, the more you pour into the balloon, the more it expands. That's how you grow muscle. And so you need to pay attention to carbohydrate. And this is where I have to fight this because 30 years ago it was, fat's bad. And now it's not. Now it's sugar's bad. Oh, God, here we go. It's the same thing with the soccer moms. Creatine's bad for you. No, it's not. And I have to go through this all the time in all these speeches I give because people just do not understand macronutrients. So pre-workout, balanced. Post-workout, protein and easily digestible carbohydrates, no fat. You stick to that basic principle and increase the carbohydrates while you train, you're going to grow your muscle tissue. And that's where people are like, well, I want to burn fat more. Okay, let's reduce the insulin. Let's try to maintain our muscle, but let's reduce so your body does run out of blood sugar, and then it has to burn fat for an energy source.
See, okay. All right. You got all these things we just said. My brain's going like this, okay? Mm-hmm. Like, I hear what you're saying, but, like,
this is where a fitness coach is worth their weight in gold.
Well,
just to get you started out. You know what I mean?
They just need to say, hey, before your workout, take this product.
Sure. I mean, there's
like again, where I go back to, I don't care how the TV works.
Yeah.
Right?
You just want it to work.
I just want it to work. Right, so in the morning, hey, pre-workout, take this. After workout, take this. Bop, bop.
Cool.
What should I do?
All right, before you work out, there's a bunch of all-in-ones you can take. Aftershock from Myogenics is good. It's protein, it's carbohydrates, it's got a little creatine, little aminos, easy to drink.
Aftershock
by Myogenics is good.
And that's for
pre or both. You can do it for both.
You could do it for both.
If you're trying to gain, you should do the same thing for both, really.
Okay.
Yeah, and just do the one
Aftershock.
Yeah, it's got protein, carbohydrates, insulin response, glutamine, amino acids, all in one. That's what I liked.
That sounds good.
There's a lot
because I tried that amino acid, perfect amino. Yeah, I tried that. Like, I've tried stuff, and I feel like a lot of it, maybe it's because maybe it is making a difference, but you don't recognize that it's making a difference because it's...
Because you look at yourself all the time.
Right, and in 60 days, 90 days from now, like, you don't really... You're like, I don't know, is this working?
So, like, I've been doing it for so many years, and so AI, think about it. So I bought in this AI system into my store. It hooks up to an in-body scale, and I did this. I don't charge anybody for this either. They come in, they get on the scale, they put their phone number in. It hijacks the in-body, puts all the data on a 6-foot-tall digital interface mirror. You can see every muscle tissue in your body down to the 100 percentage point, where you've gained or lost, your internal visceral fat, body fat percentage. And they all go, why'd you do that? I go, because I've been doing this for 20 years, and I've watched so many people quit progress programs because they don't see it in the mirror. But me as a fitness coach, I see it because I'm trained to. But we look at ourselves all the time. And when people see the stats and the data on the mirror, they're like, okay, I'm into it. And we even made it so they have their own app, so you actually get a copy of it to your phone so you can sit there and look at it. I am making progress. I'm making progress. And that's where it's huge.
Yeah, absolutely. I have this thing, I don't know if you pronounce it or Hume.
Yep.
And it's a scale.
Yep.
And it reads off all these different, all those things that you were talking about. And
I used to have my clients say they find that one pair of pants and that one shirt, and that's your measuring stick. And the only time you wear it is you don't wear it out in public. Just keep it in the closet. Mm-hmm. And if it's been a couple of weeks, you don't feel like you're making progress, put the shirt on. We tighter in the bicep, looser in the stomach. All right, okay, this is a difference. And you only use it for that. I did that with my diet clients. I used to do diet clients for years. It's just that one shirt and that one pair of pants. And you know how many people like I was going to quit my diet, but I put on those pants and they about fell off me. I'm like, that girl, keep going. And just that little thing is that's your measuring stick. Because you look at yourself all the time. But if you know how a shirt fits day one, take a picture in the mirror.
Yeah.
Go put on that same outfit a month later, and you're going to see the difference. Oh, shit, it is happening.
I like that. That's a really good tip.
It's an easy way for anybody to do it.
Yeah, one thing I'll tell you, for me anyways, I was able to lose fat real quick. And I had and muscle too. Like, I obviously gained muscle, but it, like, I've got to a point where I feel like maybe I've just plateaued. Sure. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I want to just, put on a little more gains. I don't really need to lose weight. I need to get some more gains. I'd like to be optimal. I'm right now I'm 185.
Yeah.
At 6'2", 185. I'd like to be 200.
Yeah. Done. Easily done.
Like with muscle,
Sure.
Yeah.
What do you think? Okay, I was out for 2 years. And so I retired from bodybuilding about 8 years ago. And when you retire from bodybuilding and you shrink down to normal human size, your muscles shrink back down, but your tendons don't. They're stretched. And so I tore this bicep off the bone, was out for a year. 2 weeks after I started training, I tore this one off the bone. So I am now 8 weeks back in after 2 years off. I put about 25 pounds of muscle back on in 2 months. I've dropped probably about 20 pounds of fat. And the thing is, I understand it to such a scientific level that I can manipulate my body to do whatever I want, however I want it. And so that's why I love the field I'm in, because I want everyone else to have that power. Because look good, feel good is an expression for a reason. That's why all my businesses are based around it. And I've got buddies my age that feel like they're done already. Like, they're like, I'm 45 and it's just not going to happen. I go,
no.
Well, we're spring chickens, bro. Well, I'm in my prime. I don't know what you're all talking about. Like, you're about to die. Like, I'm just now figuring out who I am.
Yeah.
Finding really find my zone. And, I'm taking all my kids to Mexico to Playa del Carmen in December. I got to speak at an event. And I'm like, well, let's bring all the kids.
Yeah, make an event.
Well, so I got daughters. I got daughters' boyfriends, son-in-law. So I got 11 flights, man. That's why I got to be successful. It's expensive. But I ain't about to be the CEO of 4 nutrition companies looking like crap on the beach. So, like, my wife's like, I'm like, yeah. I go, you realize how much better looking you are than I am? I got to get some body. I got to get some abs. I got the biceps got to be popping. My youngest daughter got a boyfriend. And even though he's a good kid, that's still my youngest daughter.
Yeah, you're like,
he needs to know.
You're like,
no, my daughter literally goes, well, Dad,
where are you going tonight?
She goes, well, he's the worship pastor's son. I said, that's worse. She goes, why is that? I go, he's under the impression that he's forgiven, and Jesus might forgive him, but I won't. So he needs to know. She's like, that's terrible. I'm like, well, tell him, make sure he knows.
Man, This is awesome. Okay, real quick, because we're running out of time here, I want to know, where can the audience connect with you? I know you'd mentioned the website. Sure. Should they, if they wanted to connect with you personally, should they hit up your IG and ManyChat?
Now, here's the best thing. So timrexius.com, just TIMREXIUS.com. That links to all the companies I own, all the requests for speaking engagements. My assistant, Alejandra, she's on those messages, because it was like, well, you get so many. I'm like, she is the gatekeeper. She's great. My daughter Zoe is going to jump in and be a second assistant now, just because of the request. And here's my thing. I try to get back to all of them. And if I can't, I make sure one of them does, and they'll relay to me things that, where it's at, because we all were in that position that at that one point in time where like just that one piece of advice would have avoided a pitfall, or that little piece of motivation. And for me, it's fun because if I get to be part of that story and be for somebody else what I didn't get to have that I had to learn the hard way, man, that's a huge honor. It isn't just a duty of mine. It's an honor to be part of that story. And, it's all about legacy building for me. And if I can be part of somebody's story, it's like I went to a high school graduation in May. I got invited, and just kids sent me a DM on Instagram, and the auto reply. But I told my wife, I happened to look at it. My sister brought it up. She goes, this kid? I'm like, yeah, he's a good kid. I met him at one of the high school speeches. So we went, and this kid, and he's like, oh my God, you're here. And he had a picture of me and him after a high school speech on his board as like his top high school highlights. And I teared up a little bit. My wife's going, what's up? I go, I didn't realize I had that impact. That's nuts. That's crazy to me. And so for me, it's like if you send a message in, I'll do my best to help in any way I can, make a connection, throw out a 2-piece of advice. They give me a topic. Hey, I'm having a struggle. Maybe that's a podcast episode for us to do.
Hey, maybe they're want to come work for you.
Cool. I mean, that's how I've got some of my employees. I mean, I spoke at a high school, and then these 2 kids just kept following me around. It's got weird. Best 2 employees I ever hired in my life, because they go, I mean, if you guys are going to keep hanging out in my shop all day asking me questions, you might as well collect a check. And then 2 of them became franchisees, bought Rexius stores, and now 10 years later.
Do you have on the site? Is there also like a careers like work for us type of where they can go in? Or?
Different companies, different websites have applications and stuff. And honestly, best thing is to do is just to write an email in and just lay it out there and
find out what needs you have.
Because everybody who's worked for me was in your position at one point in time or another. And for whatever, like I told you, Steve, my boy, the bearded wonder, as we call him, he's got a beard down here. He was my kid's high school chemistry teacher. And he started working for me part-time about 10 years ago. He goes, I spent too much money in your store. I need a discount. I'm like, okay. And, about 5 years ago, I'm like, you are too talented, no offense, to just be a high school chemistry teacher. If you have a passion for it, he goes, no, administration's driving me nuts anyways. I'm going, well, how about you leave those cushy benefits, come work for me. We're professionally unprofessional. You'll make a hell of a lot more money. No day is the same. I said, that's the best pitch I got. He goes, I'll put in my resignation now. And just now he's a shareholder in the company. He's 5 years later, and he's going to Atlantic City for me in a couple of weeks to run an event there. Then I'm back.
Sounds like a great place to work. Guys, you need to connect with Tim, all right? And trust me, I got one last question for you. You guys got an affiliate program on this? Because listen, man, I might be slanging some popcorn bags.
We absolutely do.
That stuff is good.
Well, that was I didn't understand. I didn't understand affiliate and influencer marketing. And then my assistant goes, hey, we need to send out some PR boxes. I go, cool. And I go, like, who are these people? She goes, every one of those has more than 1 million followers. I'm like, are we paying them? She goes, no, they just want free popcorn. I'm like, send it. I mean, let's go. And that's all of a sudden I've sent them to 14 countries. And it's kind of cool when you see somebody that you idolize, tag you on social media, and be like, this popcorn. So Bradley owns Drop It
okay.
So Brad's like, Rexius, you got on a video on Instagram. This stuff is insane. It's like, he goes, it's like crack. You're like a drug dealer. First taste is free. After that, I got to buy it. I'm like, oh my God, I fangirled out. I'm like, I've never met him, but here he got my popcorn. It's just awesome. So cool, and I never thought it would get to that level. And
it really is damn good popcorn. I'm not going to lie.
Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it.
I mean, I'm going to get in here and get some more. But guys, y'all check it out. All right. Connect with Tim. Get you some popcorn. All right. Just try it. Okay. Tell me if I'm lying, because this is good stuff.
It's on Amazon. It's on Walmart.com. It's on our own website, wherever. Don't make a difference. In whatever country you're in, we have distributors in every one of them that we've been to so far. So, and, if it comes out of our warehouse off of those, we write you a nice note. That's usually one of my kid or my wife or my daughters write notes on every single sales order we have. So,
and for those of you that are just listening, because we got listeners too. For the listeners, I want you to hear this, okay? Listen. Okay, you hear that? It's good, man. All right, guys, that's the show. It's all about who you know. Bye.